Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Double A Hef here with another dose of the Truth Scope. So, before I even get into the video, I just want to give a quick shout out to my brother Lee for showing me this video. Actually, he sent me the link, and I actually got the link at least 3-4 days before I even seen this shit on the news. And now this happened actually in the state that I live in, not far from where I live. So when I bring up the whole news thing, that's why, because it happened here. I didn't hear about it on the news until 3 to 4 days later. So as you can see by the headline or title, it says police arrest only black kid and fight while white kid is politely seated. So I've obviously, you could pretty much guess what's going to happen in this video. However, there's a lot to unpack. Because I'm going to approach this video from a totally different perspective than I normally do on this channel. And also, I'm going to break down pretty much the what I saw on the news, because how they framed it on the news was interesting to say the least. So I'm going to save that to the end, but I'm going to play this video, and then we're going to break it down.
Right now. Just right now. Go right there. Go right up there. Go right there. You're talking to an individual. Get up. Go outside right now. Go outside right now. You're talking to an individual. What are you going to do? You know I can have my face. Oh, shit. Come outside.
Oh, shit.
Yo.
No, bro. Chill. Brian, get out. Brian, leave. Holy shit.
Nah, nigga. What the fuck?
Holy shit. Oh, no. Holy fuck. Yo, it's because he's black. Racially motivated.
All right. Now, that escalated rather quickly. But like I said, there's a lot to unpack. And for the sake of time, I'm going to try to keep this video short. I need to get back to delivering short videos, because I believe that if I can make shorter videos, I can make more videos for y'all. All right. So anyway, as you saw, and I'll play it back. Not the whole thing, but I'll break it down piece by piece. So obviously they're talking about something, they're beefing about something. This quote unquote white dude has his finger in this brother's face. And he's saying about something, go outside. And he pushes him. So obviously the quote unquote white dude is the aggressor, right? Just on a basic level, right? But also some context. They're at a mall in New Jersey called Bridgewater Mall. Bridgewater is a very quote unquote white area. And that's why, as you can see around, like this is like the only quote unquote black kid in there. And that's pretty much how it is in that area. So it's not like the hood. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that at all. Totally different. So that's just a little context.
Oh, shit.
Yo.
The brother could definitely have used some boxing lessons for sure, because he was throwing some wide punches. And then obviously this dude slammed him into the chair, and the chair went back.
No, bro.
Yep, and then it continues.
Chill. Brian, get out. Brian,
Yep.
leave. Holy.
And then, as you just saw, the two cops came, and they pretty much slammed the one dude to the chair. And then the other cop, because there's two cops. I'm not sure if you can make out that the one cop is a female and the other cop is a male. Obviously, both quote unquote white. The female cop is still with the quote unquote white kid on the sofa thing in the mall. And at this point, the quote unquote male officer has the quote unquote black kid pinned down to the floor and is putting his hands behind his back to cuff him. Okay?
Holy shit.
Nah, nigga. What the fuck?
And as you can see, now they're both cuffing this guy, and they left the other one on the couch. Left him on the couch. He's on the couch, still there. Still there.
Oh no.
Now he's standing up. Over
Holy
them.
fuck.
Over them. Over them. He could have walked
Yo,
away.
it's black.
He could have walked away.
Racially
Sorry,
motivated.
he could. The video's still playing. He could have walked away. He could have fucking walked away. They wouldn't even have known. They wouldn't even have known. So now, the approach that I'm taking to this video is one, again, that I've never did on this channel or haven't done yet. And I'm very happy that this video came up, because when this video came up, my brother sent it to me. Of course, initially, you know, it's like, okay, you know, that's looking like quote unquote racism. But as you guys know on the channel, there's no such thing as quote unquote racism. So then, obviously, then what is it? You might be asking, what is it, dog? What is it that I'm seeing right here, right now? Because I know a lot of niggas out there are getting emotional watching this video. You know, very, very emotional. Oh, that's some bullshit. Oh, you know, and then okay, hold on. Pump the brakes. What it is, because obviously, again, racism is not real. Because racism isn't real. That's a made-up construct. But what this is prejudice. This is prejudice. Prejudice, the root, well, not the root, but when you break it down, it's prejudge. Prejudge. So the judgment was already out on this young quote-unquote black brother due to prejudice, which is made up of many, many, many different social factors, right? So obviously, again, racism isn't real, but prejudice is very fucking real. So y'all need to understand that. This quote-unquote black brother, what happened to him is very, very unfortunate, but prejudice is real. So this can happen to you if you're not aware. And unfortunately, a lot of our people don't speak about prejudice enough and don't teach the children about prejudice. And you know what? I can say myself, again, like I've already said, this is the first video I've ever done where I'm explicitly detailing prejudice. So I myself could have done a better job. I've been making YouTube videos for over a year. This is the first time. But hey, it is what it is. I can only move forward. So what do we do? What do we do from here? What do we do now, Dub? That's the question, right? What do we do? You explain to your children that, hey, you know, it's not about race. It's about prejudice. They've already prejudged you based off of overall narrative. Overall narrative states that you are a threat. You are a brute. You are animalistic. Quote unquote blacks today in the quote unquote black community, unfortunately, further this narrative. Okay? To the point where it affects a suburban quote unquote black kid in a goddamn white mall. All right? That's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. We perpetuate our own demise by embracing this quote unquote hood culture. This, you know, don't get me wrong. I love rap music and everything like that. I love music. I'm a musician. Y'all know this. I have rap songs on my damn album. You know, so I'm not trying to sit here and hate on quote unquote rap at all. But a lot of elements in rap and around rap, surrounding rap, those are not good for the community. And unfortunately, and I put community in quotes, is not good for the community. And unfortunately, it's being swallowed up and emulated by the masses. So that puts our children in situations where things like this can happen. So again, where do we go from here? Simple. Explaining to your kids, hey, you know, basically because our people are so fucking lost that this narrative is widely accepted of us. Now, I know that you're not A, B, C, or D, but you need to understand that you will be, quote unquote, well, not even you will be. It's possible that you could be doing nothing wrong, but you're going to be on the wrong side of things. So you might want to, and I'm putting might in quotes because it's not might. You should. You're going to be telling your kids that you should avoid situations where that can occur. Where that can occur. And it's not, and I know the libs are going to be out there like, oh yeah, Dub, finally, man, you're embracing, our side and, and racial this and racial, no, that's not what I'm doing. That's not what I'm doing. And it's not about being a victim. It's about knowing your surroundings, okay? For instance, animals out there in the Serengeti, the antelope that's out there fucking eating and shit, you know what I'm saying? You don't think he's looking around and knows his fucking surroundings? Of course he fucking does. Of course he does. He has to. Does that mean that he's not going to get eaten? No. Because obviously, some of those antelopes are going to get eaten. Some aren't. That's just how it goes down. All right? But you ever thought to yourself that, hey, the world's fastest fucking land mammal was a cheetah, right? And the cheetah's out there in the goddamn, in Africa somewhere, I forget what part, running around, being the fastest goddamn land mammal, hunting antelope and shit like that, right? But then have you ever thought to yourself, hey, well, if the cheetah is hunting antelope and the cheetah is the fastest land mammal, then are antelope the second fastest? No, they're not the second fastest fucking land mammal. But that goes to show you that even with all the speed that the cheetah possesses, it's not even just about that. The antelope can get away and be elusive because they're smart. They think and they observe their surroundings. So that means that the cheetah has to be that fast. That means if the cheetah was a little bit slower, he probably would not eat as much. He would not eat as many antelope. There'd be more antelope. Do you get what I'm saying here? The antelope isn't the second fastest goddamn mammal on the planet. But they're being hunted by the goddamn cheetah, which is the fastest. So it's not about the speed. It's about knowing what's around. That's how they get away. All right, and being swift. So again, for our quote-unquote youth, quote-unquote young black men, you need to understand something. Understand your surroundings. Understand that we're living in modern-day Babylon. And understand that we're living in the last days. Period. All right? Shit, crazy, fucked up shit is occurring. So you need to be calculated. That way you can avoid situations like this that at face value, right? Face value, surface level, look, like pretty innocent. Some kids just, having a disagreement, yada, yada. But look how it escalated. Look how it escalated. The cop came, you know what I'm saying, then jumped on him, all that shit. Luckily for him, he wasn't really resistant. He just kind of just went with it. Maybe that's because his parents taught him that. Because, if that would have happened probably at, Jersey Gardens Mall to a quote-unquote black youth there, it might have went differently. You might have got tased, might have got shot in the back. And I'm not saying that, again, to be like on some like, oh, black people always getting, brutalized by the police. No, what I'm saying is, you create your own reality. And unfortunately for that brother, he was just on the floor and he accepted the reality that he had created for himself. Now, was he aware of it from that perspective? Probably not. Again, like I said, his parents probably told him, hey, anything ever happen, don't resist, just, go with the flow, which is good. But however, unfortunately, again, his parents didn't go the extra step and teach him that, hey, you need to be the antelope. Be the antelope. Know what's going on around you at all times. And once you feel the water start to get warm, nah, I'm not with this. I'm not with this. And I'm not saying be no fucking bitch, be no pussy, be some punk. No, not at all. Not at all. But there's a time and a place. And you're a quote-unquote black kid in an all-white area, Bridgewater. I'm telling y'all, I've been there. I know what it's like. You got to know you behind enemy lines. Like that nigga, Luke, was it Luke? No, Owen Wilson. Behind Enemy Lines. That's a great movie too, by the way. With him and Gene Hackman, I think it is. Where he's in like Serbia or whatever. Great movie. If you get a chance to watch it, definitely watch it. But yeah, so again, this video doesn't have to be long. It's pretty straightforward. But let me tell y'all what happened when I saw this on the actual news. I think it was Fox 5 News or Channel 7 News or something like that. They played the video, and I was like, oh, shit, that's crazy, because I'm about to make a video on that. And I'm like, damn, shit, like, I really got to get on making this video because now it's on the news. Now it's a big story. And then the anchor or the reporter was saying, oh yeah, there's an altercation with the quote unquote white boy who's actually Latin. And then from that point on, they kept saying he's Latino, to try to make a distinction, like saying, like, oh, this is, not anything quote unquote racial because he's Latino and all that stuff. Right now, the issue with that is you can't look at him and tell that he's quote unquote Latino. You can't look at the quote unquote black boy on the floor and tell that he's quote unquote Latino or not. So the fact that he's quote unquote Latino is irrelevant because the cops, when they came up, they didn't know that and they didn't ask any questions. Because again, it could have been easily that the quote unquote white dude was actually quote unquote white, if you get what I'm saying, and that the quote unquote black dude was actually Latino. It wouldn't have made no difference. It still would have went down the same way. Because there's a prejudice, and that prejudice is based off of skin color and characteristics, phenotypes. So, again, prejudice is very, very real. You need to be cognizant of it. You can't shy away from it. You can't think that we're living in the kumbaya, my lord, in that type of reality. And that my boy Jason Whitlock, he has a great, my voice, he has a great show on YouTube called Fearless with Jason Whitlock. I watch it all the damn time. But one of my issues with Jason is that he's like, drink the Kool-Aid. He and I agree on many things, but he just takes it way too far when it comes to like, oh no, we're just all gonna be together and brothers in Christianity and stuff like that. No, first of all, the whole Christianity thing, you're lost, bro. That's not it. All right, that's not it. That's not how we're gonna be worshiping the Most High, not through Christianity, because no, through the scriptures, obviously, and knowing who you are, knowing who we are, Jason. So. Yeah, he gets all down that and like, oh, we're all like, no, Jason, no. There's differences. All right, there's differences. So again, these officers, they did what they did. I haven't heard anything else from this story, and obviously it's been like 15. Well, it's March 3rd now. Today that I'm recording this. So it's been a while, but I haven't heard anything about what happened to the cops or nothing like that to the kid, or charges were pressed and nothing like that. So I'll monitor it, and if anything comes out, then I'll make another video to update y'all. But I'm curious to see what's going to happen. But ultimately, y'all, we have to understand these basic things, because again, we're behind enemy lines, man. We're behind enemy lines. We are in modern day Babylon. There's a war against quote unquote masculinity, especially quote unquote black masculinity, and that's just what it is. And I told y'all before, the war is being waged in the home. In the home. If you don't know, now you know. All right, the quote unquote war on the goddamn black masculinity, it ain't coming from the quote unquote white man, per se. It's coming from the woman that's in your bed, nigga. That's where it's coming from. She's the one that got you in between her crosshairs. Okay? You're the threat to her. All right? That's why she's trying to take you out. I said this before, and I'll say it again. Like, most of y'all are sleeping with your damn enemy. And I'm not saying that to be like, oh, you know what? Break up with black women. And no, I'm not. That's not where I'm going with this. Unfortunately, most black women are liberal and have that mindset, that ideology, political alignment, whatever you want to call it. And unfortunately, all those things that go with that work against quote unquote black men. Like a theme on this channel, well, not a theme, the theme on the channel. You cannot be for the black community, quote unquote black community, if you're not for the quote unquote black man. So again, all those liberal ideologies, all that bullshit is not for the quote unquote black man. All right. So with that being said, y'all, definitely, please remember to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Drop some comments down there. Let me know what's going on where you live at. Maybe some shit happened at a mall near you, or maybe you was in the mall and seen some shit and you recorded the video like let's chop it up. Let me know. I'll cover one of those stories and give you my perspective. You know what I'm saying? Because again, this is the Truth Scope. So it's always about the truth, the objective truth, and obviously the objective truth in this is that prejudice is real. It's not a racism thing. It's prejudice. Why? Because we're behind enemy lines. Why? Because quote unquote the black community perpetuates these negative thoughts, images, and ideas about the community at large, and they pretty much they sell it. They're selling that. Quote unquote black people are selling this likeness. So you have to understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like think about it from like a family name. If my family name was the Johnsons, right? And we were like, just like we were all astute people and all lawyers and stuff like that, and that's the what we put forth, that's the image and everything like that. When people run across the Johnsons, they're going to have that mind, that thought, like, oh yeah, it's the Johnsons, so I know what to expect from the Johnsons. They're very astute, very polite people, and you're not going to get any shady business from them. But if the Johnsons, instead of that, if we're just like trashy ass people and drug dealers, everybody in the family been locked up or whatever the case may be, and just running amok, then you know what the prejudice will be against us, the prejudge. And I'm not even sure at that point if it is prejudge. At that point it is what it is. It is what it is. But when you're talking about a demographic as large as the quote unquote black community, then that's obviously where prejudice comes into play, because the demographics that embrace all the negative things about quote unquote black or blackness, whatever you want to fucking call it, it doesn't make up the whole group. But obviously, since we're dispersed throughout the nation, we're going to have pockets of different ways of thought, pockets of different things going down. It's sad and unfortunate, but like, as I've stated many times before, the only way that we're going to overcome this is to come back to the Most High, and start living better, start living right. Because right now we're not. All right, we're living like a whole bunch of degenerates, and that's why we're in the situation that we're in. Because again, you create your own reality. So obviously, as a whole, at large, you create a reality. So if your demographic is not doing too well, it's because individuals are creating that reality for the group. All right, things don't just happen basically happenstance. All right, you do have say so in your life. Regardless of what people want to tell you, and regardless of what common narratives are, you do have say in your life, and you do have power in your life. So you need to take that back. Be the man over your home or in your home, steward over your home and your children, and like again, get back to the Most High. Get back to the scriptures. And get the fuck out the damn church. They're not telling you nothing that you need to be hearing anyway. These churches out here are goddamn like Satanist lodges, man. Like this, you walk in a church and it's a goddamn contradiction to the scriptures. Like the second you walk in, man. But anyway, I don't want to go into all of that. That's a whole other video series that I could do on that shit. But yeah, man. Again, very unfortunate. I don't know what happened after this. I'm gonna keep my ear out, my eyes open to see what happens. And if I find anything out, I'll let y'all know. But again, please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thanks for all the support. I really do appreciate it. All right. Peace.